So the expectations are really high. Coming from last year, I didn't know what to expect, and now there's a standard. Coming in every day and just bringing energy and working hard.
Reese was supposed to be the face of the WNBA's next generation, a symbol of power, confidence, and unapologetic swagger. But when a Chicago Sky reporter flipped the script and publicly humiliated her, everything changed. What do I started as a bold press conference turned into a viral moment that shattered her narrative and left fans speechless. The spotlight that once celebrated her fierce persona suddenly exposed cracks in her image. And what happened next shocked everyone. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about pride, pressure, and a public reckoning no one saw coming.
Reese kind of things online during interviews.
Reese, Chicago Sky's fiery forward known for crashing the boards and commanding the spotlight, just walked straight into a storm she never saw coming. The swagger, the confidence, the bravado, all of it collided head-on with a harsh truth. Stats don't lie. And in this moment, they weren't on her side. Just when the drama felt white-hot, a shocking shift in her role with the Sky threw gasoline on the fire. Suddenly, Reese wasn't just battling on the court. She was fighting to defend her legacy. At the heart of this storm, a brewing rivalry with Caitlyn Clark, the undeniable juggernaut reshaping the sport right before our eyes. Let's rewind. After a championship run with LSU, Reese marched into the WNBA like a storm with a mission. She didn't just want to play, she wanted to redefine the narrative. In the wake of LSU's heated title game win over Iowa, she boldly claimed the spotlight wasn't Caitlyn Clark's alone. Reese insisted that women's basketball's booming popularity, the packed arenas, the surging viewership, the viral buzz, wasn't just about Clark. It was about her too. The statement hit hard. Her fans loved it. She leaned into the role of villain, a disruptor unafraid to challenge the mainstream storyline. But bold claims come with big stakes, and what came next shattered the illusion. Enter the Chicago Sky's 2025 season press conference. All eyes were on Reese. Now in her second year, expectations were sky high. She had the momentum, the media attention, and a fan base ready to go to war for her. But then came the question. It wasn't rude. It wasn't harsh. It was simple and devastating. Do you still believe people are watching women's basketball because of you? The room went silent. It was a mirror held up to her own words. A challenge not just to her talent, but to her truth. And what Reese did next left the entire league and the internet speechless.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question.
Yeah, we'll move on.
With the weight of her own hype pressing down, Angel Reese stood at the podium, eyes scanning the room. And then, 2 words. Next question. No explanation, no stats, no swagger. Just a dodge so swift it landed harder than any crossover. The room froze. It wasn't just an awkward moment. It was a full-blown crack in the armor of the Bayou Barbie narrative. The brand was bold, but the reality? Well, it was about to get brutally honest. Because the numbers, those cold, heartless truth-tellers, don't care about vibes. Last season, the Chicago Sky averaged just 8,000 fans per home game. Not bad, until you look at the fever. With Caitlyn Clark on the floor, over 17,000 packed into Gainbridge Fieldhouse every night. That's not a crowd. That's a frenzy. But it gets worse. Remember Reese's big preseason homecoming at LSU? The triumphant return of a national champion? A modest 6,000 fans showed up in an arena built for 13,000. That's less than half full. You could practically hear the echo between claps. And her other preseason games? Let's just say they didn't scream, face of the league. A home game against the Minnesota Lynx? Just 4,600 fans. A road game in Minnesota? 7,600, most likely rooting for the other team. These aren't the numbers of a revolution. These are the stats of a league still finding its voice, and a player whose influence might not match the headlines. Now contrast that with Caitlyn Clark, the woman who didn't need to say she changed the game. The numbers did it for her. Her Iowa homecoming sold out in 45 minutes. 15,000 fans for preseason. Ticket prices over $600 a seat for exhibition basketball. That's not hype. That's economic gravity. Clark didn't just fill arenas, she moved them. Teams facing the fever were forced to relocate games to NBA venues just to fit the demand. That has never happened for Reese or any other WNBA player, ever. And the merch? Caitlyn's jersey was the in 2024, right behind Steph Curry. Reese? Not even top 10. Ouch. The Fever's viral You Know campaign turned every Clark game into a tour stop. T-shirts printed like concert dates, buses wrapped, cities buzzing. The message was loud and clear. Caitlyn Clark wasn't just playing, she was taking over. But then came the twist nobody expected. While Reese was deflecting questions and facing empty seats, the Chicago Sky dropped a bombshell. New head coach Tyler Marsh unveiled a radical change to the team's offense, one that would completely redefine Angel Reese's role. Gone, in Chicago's locker room buzz, the Sky's offense has been turned upside down. Gone is the paint-dominating forward who built her name on relentless double-doubles. In her spot, the Sky drafted a stretch forward, someone who can step beyond the lane, knock down mid-range shots and help space the floor. And just when you thought things couldn't shake up more, the centerpiece of this new game plan isn't Reese, it's Camila Cardoso. The Brazilian phenom with her height, soft touch and raw upside has become the Sky's fresh focal point. This isn't a tweak, it's a total restart. Reese's no-show at training camp only stoked the rumor mill. Reese's career has always been defined by her grit on the glass. From her LSU days through her rookie season, she hauled in rebounds with a tenacity that felt personal, double digits each night that catapulted her to stardom. Who could forget her 19-board outburst against Indiana in just her second professional game? It went viral and stamped her as a rebounding force. But now, the Sky's blueprint asks her to give up the very skill that made her indispensable. Instead, she's being thrust into mid-range drills and catch-and-shoot reps. Uncharted territory for a player whose field goal rate sits at a worrying 39.1%, and who's most comfortable dunking or driving at the rim. Her release is slow, her shot mechanics awkward. It's like asking a sprinter to run a marathon. The rationale behind this seismic shift will surprise you. The Sky aren't merely tweaking Reese's abilities. They're future-proofing their franchise for a league that prizes all-around versatility. While Reese's responsibilities were shrinking, Cardoso was handed the keys to the paint, the very space Reese once ruled. With a softer touch, better floor spacing, and global marketing appeal, Cardoso represents a star on the rise. The optics? Brutal. Just days after she wowed fans in national team play, she was crowned the Sky's new cornerstone. Social media lit up with accusations that Chicago was orchestrating a campaign to erase Reese's legacy and elevate Cardoso. Wild theories spread, claiming the team wanted to wipe out Reese's rebound streak record before it cemented her career. But here's the truth. This move isn't about favoritism. It's about modern basketball. Today's defenses clog the paint and dare bigs to shoot. A one-dimensional rebound and score player becomes a liability. The tension is thick, and Reese's silence speaks volumes. Skipping camp wasn't a calendar glitch. It was a message. Most elite athletes would view this as a challenge. Expand your game, prove the doubters wrong. Reese's reaction hints at something different. She sees this as a betrayal, an assault on the identity she's painstakingly built. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark keeps raising the WNBA ceiling without uttering a peep of self-promotion. Her games draw over 1 million viewers, her jerseys rival NBA legends, and her influence has pushed teams to upgrade arenas and marketing strategies overnight. Indiana's must-see TV run, fueled by Clark and veterans like Sophie Cunningham and Natasha Howard, contrasts sharply with Chicago's uneasy handling of Reese. No bold trades, no clear plan to surround her with shooters, just uncertainty. This isn't just about two players. It's a case study in how franchises leverage star power, weigh hype against substance, and how quickly narratives can flip when the numbers don't back them up. So, what's next for Angel Reese? Will she embrace the challenge, overhaul her game, and prove she's more than a rebounding machine? Or will she lean into the drama, demand a trade, and seek a fresh start? The choice and the stakes couldn't be higher. When the Sky faced the Fever on May 17, 2025, in what's being billed as the Ali Frazier showdown of women's basketball, all eyes will be on Reese and Clark, not just for their highlights, but for what their stories reveal about the sport's future. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of women's basketball.